Hi, friends. Welcome back to another episode of Your Age is Not Your Cage with Carla Allen. Today, we are going to be talking about some things to do with perimenopause. That has been on my mind lately, to share some of the things that I went through that I can hope to help those that are listening, that are either about to go in it or have already been in it, and they can help someone else. That's what I want to talk about today. And I'm going to give some tools and some input on some things that I hope you can take with you and be proactive in implementing some of these into your journey, or someone you know, a friend's journey, sister, whoever it may be. But my heart is in hopes today that I can help encourage someone in this phase, and where it doesn't have to be something that you dread and it feels so negative, because that's how it's talked about. So let's dig in and let's talk a little bit about perimenopause today. Okay, so it's on my heart to talk about this because I know how difficult perimenopause was for me. And I had heard so many different people talking about it and how awful it is and how awful menopause is. And so, of course, me, like everyone else, was dreading it. And when I started having all the symptoms, I thought, oh gosh, here we go. This is exactly what everyone's talking about. And so I am going to share with you and cover the steps that might help you and walk through this journey with you, and hopefully equip you with some tools and some of the things you need to embrace the changes that are going to happen in your body. We can embrace these things. And I believe it's also, I go back to mindset on so many things. And I do believe if we change our mindset around the way we think about perimenopause and menopause, that it can be a more positive experience. I've talked about it before, that I believe our brains, whether positive or negative, they believe what we're telling it. And there's enough research on that to show it. So let's change the narrative on perimenopause and menopause to, this is just one more beautiful way that God made me, and one more beautiful way that I can walk through this and learn more about my body and learn the steps I need to take to best nourish and help my body through this stage. And I think that is what's going to help this be a beautiful next step in this season of life, instead of just dreading it. And so if I can impart that and share that and encourage someone in this, then that will make my heart so happy, because you don't have to go through the things that I did and suffer the way I did, because I didn't know. I didn't know, and I didn't have the tools. And I started menopause probably about when I was, oh gosh, I think earlier than when I actually figured it out, but probably around 46. And I think I really started it a year or two before that, the beginning phases. And I am now 59. So let's equip you with some tools to empower you to be your own best health advocate as you walk through this, so that you can help others along the way too. And so some of the things that I was dealing with as I went through perimenopause, one of the absolute hardest, most difficult things for me is I got vertigo so bad. It was debilitating. I literally would have to lay down constantly. And for anyone that knows me, laying down is not in my nature. Napping is not in my nature. But my head, I had to focus so hard on just not getting dizzy. I had to focus on taking care of my kids and going through this. What's crazy is I could be, say, out walking or driving, and I didn't have issues, but I would be doing stuff around the house. I would do certain things, and all of a sudden it was like my head was underwater and spinning, and it was exhausting. It made me so tired and discouraged and grumpy and sad, because I didn't know what to do about it. So of course I start trying to learn about vertigo. I tried all different kinds of things to solve it. I went to my chiropractor. I tried, what is the maneuver? Epley maneuver, I think it is. Didn't work for me. Tried different variations of that. I went to an ENT to get my hearing and ears checked, which in that process, I did find out I do have a lot of inner ear fluid, but there's not a lot you can do for it. And I had to do physical therapy. I would close my eyes and they would have me standing there and try and balance. I could not balance. If I closed my eyes, I would fall over. So I had to do some physical therapy to try and help me get through that. It was literally one of the most difficult times of my life. I went to another physician who dealt more in like mitochondria and metabolic health, and he did help me in many ways, in different supplements and just things about learning about my body too. But the vertigo continued. And I also dealt with hot flashes, unlike I've never experienced. And people can tell you about them and you hear about them, but until you experience it, it is unlike any other. I can remember being places, and I remember being at our church Bible study group and standing there talking to people, and I could feel it from the tip of my toes going up my body. And it was a heat, like someone just put an entire heat lamp on you. And I would just stand there and drip. I'd have to go get a paper towel or napkin to fully clean myself. And I felt like I was taking, 2-3 showers a day at least, because I just felt so gross from the hot flashes. And at night, the night sweats, they were awful. I wake up just dripping. It was not pretty. I was constantly changing clothes, sheets, and it was just so frustrating because also I'm sleeping and I'm waking up because I'm so hot. And that was so difficult. Weight gain, like I mentioned, the sleeping at night got very difficult. Moodiness because I'm not sleeping. I'm dizzy. I'm gaining weight, and all of this combined for an absolute like train wreck until I finally started. Okay, I've got to figure out what I can do for myself. How can I truly help these symptoms? These symptoms mean something's not right in my body. So how can I help them? So what did I do? What did I do to solve my problem, or to get a solution for that? So number one was, and this may seem simple, but it's not. It's for me and it's for you, finding the right physician, finding that person that will truly listen to you and not make you feel like, oh, it's just this phase of life. You're just crazy. You're just normal like everyone else. This is what happens. You're going to have to learn to live with it and deal with it. Here is a pill for that and a pill for depression. And I saw some like that. And I'm like, I am not crazy. I'm truly feeling these things. And I truly don't believe that this has to be the normal. And what was so cool is my OBGYN who delivered my kids, I started going to him before I had kids, and he is still my physician. I don't go often because I just don't need to. I also have a functional medicine doctor that I see. But this OBGYN changed the way he did business. When I went into him and was discussing a lot of these issues, he had switched over what he was doing in his practice and what he was educating women on and what he was offering women because of all that he learned over the many years he's been in practice. He learned the injustice he was doing to women by telling them, this is just what happens. It's just your age. It's just what menopause is. And I can help you. I can give you this synthetic hormone pill. I can give you a depression pill. And he told me, he said, I realized what an injustice that was to women and not truly hearing them. And I can't tell you how amazing that felt in that moment. And in that moment, he listened to me. He listened to what I had to say. And he ordered tests that I learned about and asked about. If you go to a physician and they do not want to order a test that you want, that is not your doctor. They are there for you. You are not there for them. Remember that when you go in, you have got to be your own best health advocate. You have got to advocate for your health, and you have got to make sure that the person you go to listens to you, hears you, and doesn't make you feel like you're the problem. And so I can't stress that enough, how important it is to find that right person. Go have a consultation first and see if that physician will just sit down and talk to you and listen. See what they do for things like this. What is their method? What is their way of helping you? Is it just to prescribe a pill, or are they giving you ways that you can dig deeper and that they can help you to learn what the root cause is? It's so incredibly important. So you can tell I am so passionate about that. Okay, number 2, I researched like crazy, and I still do to this day, about which lab tests I needed and which lab tests could best help me know what was going on with my body. And I'm not gonna share all those right now. They're too in depth, but I will say in the show notes there'll be a link that will have where you can click and you can get that freebie on what lab tests to order. So, but I learned that a lot of doctors say it's for thyroid. They only order TSH. TSH does not give you the full picture. You need the free T3, free T4. You need to check for the antibodies. There's so many other tests that are involved with women, men too, but women and thyroid and hormones, estradiol, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. All these things go hand in hand. And there's so many that will help get a better picture of where you're at in this journey of perimenopause and then moving forward into menopause. And I will tell you that it's one of the best things I did for myself is listening to podcasts, doing all I could to learn what lab tests can I get that will help me best serve my body at this age and learn what's going on and get to the root causes. There is always a root cause. It doesn't fall under just the umbrella of perimenopause or menopause. There are things within your body that create these symptoms, and they can be helped. Don't let anyone tell you that they can't. So your number 2 is research, learn, look up functional medicine doctors, naturopaths, the things that they recommend, the types of tests that are good for you to find out what's going on, what your levels are at, and what you need. And with that, then on to number 3. Dig deep into finding out if hormone replacement therapy, HRT, is right for you. Don't just believe what one person says or another person says. Do the legwork. Do your own homework. This is where I would love to give you all the easy answers, but this is what I do as a health coach, is help you to learn how to become your best health advocate, to help you to learn to be equipped and empowered when you go into these offices. You feel so good about knowing the research you did and what you've learned that you can feel confident when you go and say, this is what I think my body needs. Can we talk about it? These are the tests I would love to order. Can we discuss that for my health? And again, if you have someone that's resistant to that, a physician, that's not your doctor then. Move on. There's plenty of them out there that want to help you and want to see you overcome this and to feel great again, because you can feel great. I'm 59 and I feel amazing. And that is why it's my passion and my desire to help you not to have to go through what I did. And it was such a long journey to get to feeling good again. And so for me, HRT was the best thing I ever did. And that's why I encourage you to research it, because there's so much misinformation out there about HRT. And I take through a cream, and there are different ways to get it. I am a believer, if your body can absorb and take in the cream, I love that. Best way for me. And it has worked for me for years. And I have estradiol, I have progesterone, and I have testosterone. I am a big, huge believer. Did I make that strong enough? Huge believer in testosterone for women. It is crucial, but there are many doctors that don't know how to dose it. So it's important you go to someone that does. And that made me think about, I'm going to include in the show notes a couple podcasts that really help me to learn about testosterone and realize I need to check into this for me. And so I'll also include those in the show notes for you, because again, I think it is something that's so worth checking into. And years ago, there was a bad rap and misinformation given out about estradiol and putting estrogen in your body. And there's different types, and I'm not going to go into all that. And let me just add to this. I always put a disclaimer, but I am not a physician. I am only here to educate and inform and hopefully empower and equip you to do your research and to do the legwork to be your best health advocate. So let me just get that out of the way. But HRT has been absolutely amazing for me. And so I encourage you to look into that, look into estradiol, progesterone, and testosterone, and see if your body needs that. See if that is right for you, because it can make an incredible difference in your health, how you feel, your moods, getting those levels where they need to be so you don't have hot flashes. I have no vertigo anymore. I don't have the weight gain. I sleep much better at night than I ever did. And it just makes such a difference in your life. So why wouldn't you incorporate something like this that can help you live out a better life, feeling happy and healthy and energetic and all the things? I just can't encourage it enough. So check into hormone replacement therapy and see if that's right for you. Okay, number 4, exercise and learning what exercises are good for you at this age and this time in your life. That is when I started walking a lot. I quit doing so much cardio, which was hard. I was a cardio junkie. Give me all the hour-long aerobic classes, running. I trained for marathons. I did a triathlon. I used to do high-intense cardio classes, and I started realizing how awful I would feel. And so you've got to listen to your body and what your body needs at this age. It changes as you age. It does. It changes as you age. And listen to your body. Learn to listen and know the signals your body's giving you. And so I recognized that in me. And so I switched to walking, which I do walk. I don't know that I ever miss a day, but for the most part, yes, every single day, sometimes a couple times a day. I love it. It's my therapy. It's my time to just either walk with silence or pray or have a podcast going. But it is my time I love to walk. There's so many health benefits in it. It increases your serotonin and dopamine. It's the feel-good hormone, strengthens your legs, your bodies, your muscles, your bones. It's all around just one of the best things you can do for your health. And I strength train, which I can't encourage enough about weight training and strength training as you age, and getting those muscles stronger to help protect those bones and the muscles. And if you fall, how much more this could help you as you age, and you just feel better, and it can change the aesthetics of your body. It's another area that I'm very, very passionate about. And if you're intimidated to get started, reach out to me. There's plenty of help out there on YouTube also for videos and ways to do proper form and the best ways to get started. And there's so much. And I am going to do, I'm going to do a podcast on getting started in strength training and what that looks like. But for today, just learn what it is that works for your body. After you do a workout, say it's dancing or it's kickboxing or it's whatever, strength training. Listen to your body afterwards and see how you feel. Do you feel energized or are you fatigued and feel worse? That's what you want to look for, is symptoms and signals from your body, because they're trying to tell you something. So exercise, find what that is that works for you at this stage. And then number 5, my last one, is learning the foods that nourish me and learning the foods that cause more harm. Learning the foods that made me feel more energetic and focused, and learning the foods that might have, like, wow, I feel groggy, tired. My brain is kind of foggy. I learned a lot more about that, and I'm very much about a protein-forward lifestyle. And we need so much more protein as we age. And I encourage you to learn about that. And I am not any sort of diet. I am not a one diet lifestyle person. I am more of a whole foods, not a box or bag, but whole foods, organic as much as possible, and putting things in my body that fuel me and make me feel good. And again, when you know your body, you will learn to listen to the symptoms. It's not normal. People think that it's normal after you eat to burp and have gas and be bloated and whatever other things that you're feeling. And that's not. That's a signal from your body saying, "Ooh, I wasn't really a fan of that," or "That is really not digesting well in our system." And again, just learning to listen to that. Journal it. Write it down. When you eat, write down what you eat if this is something that intrigues you, and then write how you felt afterwards. It's such a great way to learn your body. So if you can tell, what I'm trying to tell you in this is learning to listen to your body, learning to listen to the symptoms, to watch for what's going on within, so that you can be your own best health advocate. You have to look out for you. Nobody else out there is going to do that. And so I want you to recognize the things that you can do that are going to help you age powerfully, where you can actively age, be active into your 70s, 80s, 90s, and feel good, because it can be possible, and you just have to believe it and do the legwork to get there, and being your own best health advocate, so that you can live out your life with energy and joy and enthusiasm and excitement, and trying new things, getting out of your comfort zone, laughing, playing. These are the things that are going to make you feel better through perimenopause and menopause. And it's just my passion. I don't want you to suffer like I did. And that's why I want you to have the tools to walk through this with confidence now and be your own best health advocate. This season, it can be beautiful for you. There are a lot of amazing things that come out of it. And you gain a new wisdom and confidence and self-assurance. And there's so many things in it that are beautiful. And like I said, I've made it through it all. I'm thriving now at the age of 59, and I feel great. Do I have days I'm tired? Yes, but they're rare. Do I have days where I don't have hot flashes or anything? I've got my HRT under good control. And so I feel like I operate at a good, normal, steady level. I am an early to bed, early to rise person. I operate best that way. And so I just encourage you through all of this to take these steps. Don't dread it. Pour in positive mindset over it that, okay, this is a time that I can love my body the way that God created my body in such magnificent ways. He made women's bodies, and the things that we go through truly are incredible. And I think if we embrace that, it will empower us to not look at it with dread, but like, okay, this is my time to really learn about my body, what it's telling me, and help it to thrive and be that temple that God longs for in me as I nourish it and take care of it well. So that is all I have for you today. I just wanted to share that with you. And again, I'll put in the show notes the link of the labs that I've requested from my doctors and I recommend. And again, you may have more, but this is a place to get you started. And I'll also throw out a couple podcasts, maybe books too, in the show notes of things that really, really help me along in my journey too, because that is what I want to do for you, is help you avoid some of the steps that I went through, because you are equipped and empowered and excited, and you are ready to be your own best health advocate. So that's all I have for you today. There's going to be so much more on a lot of things like this, so stay tuned. But I want to ask you to please share this. Share this with women you know going through this or have been through it, someone that you can help. Please share this. It helps me so much when you do. And jump on and give me a quick rating. 5 stars, great, but if you don't think it deserves that, that's okay. But 5-star rating and a review. I can't tell you how much the reviews also help. And it literally just takes a minute to do it. If you just throw out a review, I would be forever grateful. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel. I also post everything over there. So thank you so much for joining me today on Your Age is Not Your Cage, and I will look forward to seeing you next week. Okay, take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.